All right, so jumping into my first Toshiba 3100 was just painful. I've taken apart a lot of complicated stuff, but this thing here was annoying. Luckily, I got one for parts and one that I'm really going to work on. And whenever I do restore, I always, on something new, I always start on the one that's for parts so that I can understand what I'm doing when I get to the real one. And boy, oh boy, is that needed on this thing. Because the way the power supply and the hard drive whole assembly, this thing is just insane to get apart. Intuitively, it's just ridiculous. Now, because I'm going to be replacing every electrolytic cap and I'm going to be doing everything, I got to get access to everything in the machine. So, I had to get the whole power supply, really out completely. I haven't really looked through the plasma display yet. There are some electrolytic caps in there. So I will be replacing those with probably monolithic ceramics, depending upon the size. Oh, 2.2 at 250 volts. Yeah, high voltage. Well, I can do that. So I'll be replacing all of those on that board. Everything else looks pretty routine on that. And of course, this thing's just fragile like crazy because of all the connections on the edges. There's all ribbon cables that go all the way around and connect to all sorts of crazy stuff. And that's true on all the sides. Every row and pixel. So that's quite a bit of work, but required. It's not optional. I haven't gotten to really even to the main board. I just got it apart finally after 2 hours, and then decided to do a video real quick. This looks fairly straightforward. Nothing too much to work on in here. As far as oh look, well, that doesn't look factory now, does it? Looks like somebody was in here at some point. Oh yeah, old Velcro even. So that's the battery backup. So someone did at some point in its history, put in a different battery. So anyway, so I'll fix that. So the only real caps I need to do on the main board, thank God, it's only two little ones over here. So that looks really encouraging. Got a whole bunch of work to do on the main board. You can see all the RAM slots. These are all the proprietary RAM slots. Room for a 287, which I've got coming. I've got a 287 XL coming for that. So that's the hard drive IDE, floppy IDE. So anyway, but yeah, that was horrible. I mean, that was just painful. Of course, that was my first one. I didn't really look at any disassembly instructions, so I did it kind of completely on my own because I know what I'm doing. Yeah, well, that was a wake-up call. That was annoying. It's good too. These fans look like a normal size, so I should be able to replace those too. So that'll be great. So I can do this. I can make this thing back into new again. This is the entire huge hard drive floppy system, and I'll get into this and see what kind of stuff I need to do there. That's all the hard drive, so I'm going to replace the hard drive with it's got quite a bit of room too, so that's good. I might be able to get maybe the IDE will address 2 drives, which will be fun. That would allow me to put two compact flash adapters in there, so that would allow me to have a total of 4 2-gigabyte drives, which would be good. So anyway, oh my God, that was just unbelievably painful. But at least now I know what I'm doing. And what I'm going to do too is I'm just going to go ahead, since the other one's the same thing, I'm going to go ahead and do this board and use that in the new one. So I'm just, or my real target. So I'm just going to go ahead and modify this board, get this one ready for the other one, and then just use this. It's quite the power supply, actually. That is quite impressive. 1980s switcher. I'm sure it's a fixed frequency switcher. I'll be able to use a lot better caps than this and do stuff to this. It'll make this a whole lot better and make this nearly immortal. So that'll be really good. Anyway, oh my God! So all you guys that have taken one of these apart before, you feel my pain. Oh man! Of course, now you guys are like, oh, it's easy, nothing to it. Yeah, the second time, and maybe if you looked at videos on how to do it, but I did not. I just went for it and figured it out as I went, and that was painful. I'm sure you're laughing at me. Anyway, so I've got a lot more to do.